When the final whistle blew at Anfield, a tidal wave of red erupted, as if it could sweep away the very sky above the port city. After a long journey marked by resilience and bravery, Liverpool have officially laid their hands on the Premier League trophy for the 20th time in their illustrious history. Today, Anfield lived and breathed every raw emotion that football has to offer, songs echoing through the stands, tears streaming down faces, strangers embracing like lifelong friends. It was a day when Liverpool not only crushed Tottenham 5-1, but also conquered memories, defied prejudices, and broke through all limits. Liverpool entered the match against Tottenham with the mindset of champions in waiting. But football, as always, has its way of teasing fans. Just over 10 minutes after kickoff, Dominic Solanke punished a moment of slackness in Liverpool's defense with a sharp, clinical header, silencing Anfield for a fleeting moment. That shock, however, did not cause Liverpool to stumble. Instead, it ignited the spark for an impending explosion. Just 4 minutes later, in a move brimming with pace and instinct, Luis Diaz broke the offside trap and threw himself at a low cross from Dominic Szoboszlai, bundling the ball over the line. The equalizer rekindled a roaring fire across the Anfield stands. And before Tottenham could even catch their breath, Liverpool struck again. Amid chaos inside the box, the ball fell kindly to Alexis Mac Allister, who, without hesitation, unleashed a thunderous strike with his weaker foot. The ball traced a perfect arc, rocketing into the top corner beyond Vicario's desperate reach. As the intoxicating feeling of victory began to seep into every breath, Liverpool piled on the pressure, forcing Tottenham deep into their own half. At that very moment, Cody Gakpo left his mark. From a scrambled set-piece situation, Gakpo showed brilliant composure, swiveling sharply before drilling a cold-blooded finish into the far corner, making it 3-1 amid a deafening roar at Anfield. Any faint hopes Spurs had were completely extinguished in the 63rd minute, when Liverpool launched a ruthless counter-attack. Mohamed Salah received the ball down the right, cut inside with his trademark move past Destiny Udogie, and rifled a shot into the near post. A finish quintessentially Salah style. Moments later, Salah borrowed a fan's phone from the stands, snapping a celebratory selfie with the sea of red behind him, a truly iconic image for a historic day. And to wrap up the festival in the most fitting way, Destiny Udogie, in an unfortunate twist, deflected Trent Alexander-Arnold's low cross into his own net, sealing an emphatic 5-1 win, a scoreline that left no room for doubt. Liverpool didn't just beat Tottenham, they won with the aura of true dominators. The statistics told a story of total supremacy. 25 shots to 8, 62.6% possession, and 20 clear chances created over 90 minutes. No matter how hard Tottenham fought, they were little more than a faint shadow under the blazing glow of Anfield. Yet the victory on the pitch was merely the surface. Beneath the glittering shell was a deeper story, a tale of how a city, a community, and a generation of fans had lived out their footballing dream together. From the earliest hours of the day, as the lazy sun crept over Liverpool's weathered rooftops, Anfield was no longer just a stadium. The streets surrounding it were packed to bursting, red flares lit up the sky, and flags fluttered in the endless roar of the crowds. If anyone had ever asked what color football truly is, the answer on that day was the searing red of belief and pride. Tens of thousands of fans stood waiting, just to catch a glimpse of the Liverpool team bus rolling by, chanting the names etched deep into their hearts over the course of the season. As the bus crawled through the sea of people, "You'll never walk alone," rose from the crowd without need for music, only hearts and courage. Every glance, every fist raised high, was a silent vow. Today, Liverpool brought full closure to the unfinished story from 5 years ago, in the most perfect way. Inside Anfield, long before kickoff, the drums had already begun to pound. The air grew thick with anticipation, tense as a violin string before its defining note. When the Liverpool players finally emerged, the anthem, "Campioni Olo," thundered from the Kop, spreading through every stand and into every alleyway. And as the goals poured in, that atmosphere exploded into a flood of emotions, like the giant banners of Kenny Dalglish, Bill Shankly, and Steven Gerrard unfurling proudly in the wind. When the final whistle blew, Anfield erupted, tens of thousands embracing, laughing and crying without end, red flares painting the stands, familiar songs soaring once again. This time, not just sung with their mouths, but with hearts that had waited far too long for this moment. Especially unforgettable were the images of Liverpool's players, from Sulla and Van Dijk to young faces like Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott, dancing to Dua Lipa's One Kiss, and roaring along to Freed from Desire, turning the night into an unscripted carnival. There was no longer any divide between the pitch and the stands, only one Anfield, fused together in pure, unfiltered joy. Behind every smile and every tear shed that night, this title carried a meaning far beyond the trophy itself. When Jurgen Klopp announced his departure from Liverpool, the entire city was overwhelmed by a hollow emptiness. People wondered, could anyone shoulder the immense legacy he left behind? Was there anyone brave enough to carve new footsteps on the legendary path Klopp had created? The answer, it turned out, came from a man of calm demeanor, a simple playing style, and a refined footballing philosophy, Arne Slot. This Premier League title was not merely a continuation, it was a rebirth. Slot's Liverpool is no carbon copy of Klopp's. They still press with ferocity, but now they control the tempo with an icy composure. They are capable of overwhelming opponents in 10 minutes of explosive fury, yet just as adept at patiently wearing them down over a full 90 minutes when needed. Under Arne Slot, Liverpool has evolved into a more complete version of itself, flexible, intelligent, and razor-sharp. Even more impressively, Slot has joined an elite club, managers who have won the Premier League in their very first season in England. Standing alongside names like Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti, Manuel Pellegrini, and Antonio Conte, all giants who have left indelible marks on the football world. Speaking after lifting the trophy, the Dutch manager was filled with pride. "This is not just my work, it's the result of the players, the coaching staff, and the legacy left by Jurgen Klopp and Pep Lijnders. The culture, the work ethic, the quality of the squad, everything here is incredible. And we all know that. I want to thank everyone, all the Liverpool faithful here at Anfield and across the world. You are the true driving force behind everything we've achieved." Even Gary Neville, live on television, had to reluctantly admit, "The debate is over. Liverpool are now the most successful club in England." A confession not easily given, but one that confirmed the absolute merit of Liverpool's ascent. 20 domestic league titles. 6 Champions League trophies. A sustainable dynasty, built through sweat and perseverance, not miracles. Pep Guardiola, after leading Manchester City to the FA Cup final, also paid tribute. "Liverpool deserve it. They have been the best team this season. Some years things don't go your way. You have to learn to accept when someone else is stronger." Words spoken by a man obsessed with perfection, and they carried the weight of an honorary handover of the crown. Beyond the pitch, Liverpool's streets turned into a flowing river of emotions. Car horns blared, drums thundered, chants echoed into the night. The old, the young, men, women, and children, all fused into one unstoppable force. It felt as if, on that day, the city had only one color, one heartbeat, one anthem. "You'll never walk alone." In every pub, every bar, a fairy tale celebration unfolded. Names were chanted with pride, Sulla, Van Dijk, Slot, calling out their heroes as if welcoming them home. And somewhere in the back of people's minds, memories of 2020 came rushing back. But this time, there were no lonely celebrations in front of soulless screens. This time, they could embrace, cry freely, and let the tears roll down their cheeks without shame. There was a strange and poetic coincidence. On April 27, 2014, Steven Gerrard's fateful slip cost Liverpool the title. On April 27, 2025, that memory was finally erased. In its place, an explosion of joy, a dazzling festival, and the day Liverpool officially reclaimed their throne as Kings of England. A miraculous coincidence, as if destiny had finally returned to Liverpool what they had always deserved. And as the city echoed with songs and fireworks still lit up the Merseyside sky, there was only one thing left to say. Liverpool, the King has returned, stronger and more magnificent than ever before.